Hello, everybody. We are here with Ori, who was unfortunately recently voted out of the game. But how have you been, Ori?
I've been good, living life, chilling.
Well, before I throw it over to Fan Guy, I have a few questions. If you could answer
Okay,
about how you felt at the time or from watching it back, it's up to you. But I guess my first question
sure.
is just going over Team Dunn in general. What were your first
hmm
impressions? We'll start with Elizabeth. What were your first impressions of Elizabeth, and has anything changed from watching the first four episodes?
I still can't really get a grasp on Elizabeth. She's kind of like one of those, I guess, wild cards. You don't know what you're going to get. And even with watching it, I still don't get like her personality. It's more, she's so subtle. It's like you don't know how she is, honestly. So, I mean, I don't know nothing about her.
I could see that. What about Dot? Has anything changed about Dot from your first impressions?
No, he's still silly. He's still silly. That man is a clown, and I love it. I love it. Absolutely. He just always had me in tears, and it was just great having that time with him. So I thought Dot was a good guy.
How about good old Nisha?
Nisha, I could say that like she was nice. I mean, because she got voted off first, well, not first, but like second. I don't know really how to say her personality is. Like sometimes I feel like she get confused on a couple of things, but she seemed generally nice though. So
Yeah. You saw Christopher for the first time. Any first impressions of Christopher since he never joined the actual team?
I have nothing to say. Nothing. I'm still salty about that, but it's okay.
How about Alex, who joined the team late, but any first impressions of him, and how are you feeling from watching?
Alex really like meshed with the team well. He just hit the ground running, did very well on challenges, and like Dot says, he's the wonder kid. He's always been the wonder kid, and I think that that's will suit him well future challenges and just in life, just with how he is very much of a go-getter and confident. So I think he's a good guy too.
Throw it over to Fan Guy if he has any questions regarding Team Dunn and any of the dynamics.
I mean, just around the dynamics of Team Dunn. Okay, because I got a few questions for you for sure, but I hadn't really planned any around the dynamics of Team Dunn. Let's say, what did you think of your team in general? Like the first time you got like paired up against other teams, and you were able to kind of like assess your team. Like, how did you feel, about your team in general when the teams kind of first got sorted out?
We were very much of the lighthearted team. I feel like, we wanted to win. We wanted to give everyone a run for their money, but we were very much the team that was like very joking about stuff, and we just like to have fun. I think we were just like in a crowd of Squidwards. We were definitely SpongeBob and Patrick.
Word.
After watching it back, do you still feel the same way about Carrie with a K and her celebrating?
I've grown up about it. I mean, like, there's nothing wrong with celebrating a win. I just was like salty in the way that she was doing it. I'm not the type of person that like, okay, if I win something, I'm not going to be like, see, yeah, I won and you lost. Like, I'm not that kind of person. So when she did that, that definitely did tick me off. But now, like, looking back, I'm just like, I mean, she won. She has the right to do whatever she wants to. So, me just being salty is just because I didn't win. But that's like human nature. So, whatever.
Do you have any new thoughts on Team Rona from watching them back and how much of a mess they were?
I don't know if I have any new thoughts. I've just like actually getting to like see like Q's confessionals. I'm just like, this girl came to play, and she like her just attitude in general, just like I feel like she's just like fuck everybody.
I mean, how are you in, like, I mean, just generally speaking, like, what are you thinking of the show? Are you enjoying it? Like, is it just kind of like, what are you, based on your expectations versus like, what are you thinking in general?
The way that it's been pieced together so far, I think it's like so cool, like just to see like everyone's confessionals and just like actually seeing the challenges, especially like the ones that I wasn't a part of, and like seeing how people are working together, like even things that I didn't even know about, like people like sending secret messages and all that kind of stuff. I thought it was like really dope to actually like kind of view everything and not like, not know what you're doing, but I think it's cool. I really do.
Did you enjoy seeing Nisha's disco dance for the first time when she was supposed to be doing Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I each their own, I
Uh,
guess.
How
that
bad
was
did it feel voting her out? I don't know if Nick was going to touch on that. I'm sorry if I jumped the gun on that one, Nick. But how bad did it feel voting? Because it seemed like y'all had a pretty good connection. Like she kind of had a heart to heart with you right before you had to vote her
He
out.
did, and that like that's the thing that messed me up the most because like I'm very much of an emotional feeling kind of person. So like if you can like vibe with me on a level where it's like I understand you, I'm just like, oh gosh, it's hard for me to make a decision, and like voting her off, like I had said in my confessional, it was the trolley problem. Like, do I save one person and harm everyone else? Or do I get rid of that one person to save the masses? And, you can't have like a utopian society, but like I just did what I felt needed to be done at the time.
Now, is there any chance that if Nisha said, "Hey, let's vote out Elizabeth. She's not here," would there have been any chance that you would have like considered doing that?
I don't think so because I feel like that wouldn't have been fair. She didn't even get a chance to like actually participate or anything like that. I feel like not knowing who she was and not seeing what kind of player she was, that wouldn't be fair to just go ahead and vote her off.
so when you got to the new teams after there was a tribe swap, you didn't have a lot of time, but did you have any first impressions of Didi or Q at that time?
Not really. I was just sad that I was put on the team that I was like trying to destroy, and I didn't know what to do with my life at that point. I was just like, okay, great. 3 against 2. I'm not going to form an alliance with anybody because I don't know them well enough. And it's not like I'm going to have time to do anything like that. So I just kind of felt like a sitting duck and was just waiting for them to pick one of us off.
Do you feel like Dot or Elizabeth could have fought harder to send somebody that wasn't
Yes.
Riley to
Yeah.
exile?
Gosh, yes, they could have. They literally could have. It would have been so much easier if the two of them would have like did something to either put Alex or I in exile, and they didn't even do anything about that. And that's the part that I'm just confused about. I'm like, how are we supposed to be this tight knit team, and you're not even trying to do anything to bring your team to the finals? Like, you're just, I get it. At the end, it's every man for themselves, and you're supposed to do whatever you can to win. But like at the point where we're still a team, why aren't you vouching for us? Why aren't you trying to get us to where we're not going to get voted off?
You seem to see Alex as a threat, but do you think they might have turned on him a little quickly to try and take a shot at him and not put somebody else in exile?
I, I guess I could see why they see him as a threat because of how well he did in challenges, and the potential for him to be voted off was probably a greater profit than like, either putting him in exile or putting myself in exile. Like, just, I guess, increasing their chances to make it. But I still think that was kind of like crappy to like put our team in danger when they know that we were outnumbered by Team Rona. But I digress. Whatever.
Do you have any other thoughts on anybody else that since you've been watching, the cleaners or anybody? Has anybody caught your eye for any reason?
Rayleigh is very interesting to me. But that I think that's because she just speaks her mind, just like Q. Like the people that speak their mind and don't care what anyone else has to say about it, that always seems to interest me because I'm just like, oh, okay, well, if you really don't care what everyone else thinks, I mean, more power to you. But other than that, not really.
Well, I guess from watching it now, what do you think Alex needs to do now that you've been voted out and he's left alone? But there's cracks in the team Rona. Patty's back. He has
Yeah.
bad blood with some people. So what do you think Alex
Yeah.
needs to do with UConn now?
He really needs to hunker down and try to form cross alliances because he really is going to need someone or multiple people on his side in order to keep himself safe. So, I mean, like, I feel like at this point he would have to do, I guess I'm going to say this, some shisty stuff. Like, he might have to, like, make an alliance with someone and then make an alliance with another person, and those two double cross that person. I mean, like, at the end of the day, he's by himself. He doesn't have any other support. And it'd be better for him to pick off people on the team that has like bad blood than to make himself a target.
Do you think there's anybody in particular he should talk to first to try and make that alliance with?
I feel like it'd be easier to talk to Patty. One, because they're both male, they'll relate on that level, but he'd be able to, like, I feel like, level with him and get in his mind about like what's the bad blood coming from, and kind of try to side with him, because if he could start an alliance with Patty, I feel like that would work out better for him. Because I feel like the girls, they all are too like close knit, I feel like, for Alex to even like form an alliance with any of them. I don't feel like he'd be able to. I don't think he would. I feel like he would have to start with Patty.
And got any questions regarding that last episode?
Sure. Like including the vote type
Yeah.
situation. Sure. Like how surprised were you when you saw the votes for you?
Not at all. Because for that particular challenge, I asked to sit out because I was doing some homework and I needed to get it done before my deadline. And it was easier for them to take me out because I didn't participate. And it's like, okay, well, she didn't even participate. How seriously is she taking this? We can just vote her out. So I wasn't surprised personally.
I will say though, Alex was the target. Just Dee kind of talked you into voting for you, and then it just went that way.
Well, oh well, I guess. I'm not losing sleep over it.
Well, that's good because it's been a while.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
I got any other questions before I play a little game?
No,
Are you Jigsaw now?
Yes. What'd you say, Fat
Talking
Guy?
about playing little games, you're gonna give me like
It's not a challenge. Don't worry, it's not a challenge.
No, let's play.
okay.
It's just a game they play on, talk shows sometimes. So from watching it or from experience, I'm just going to name a name, and I want the one word that comes to you first when I name that person in the game.
Oh boy.
All right. We will start with Christopher.
Ghost.
Dot.
Rumpelstiltskin.
We'll go with Hassan.
Mystery.
Jake.
Baseball.
How about Rayleigh?
Backwoods country girl.
Alex.
Whiz kid.
Dee Dee.
Queen Bee.
Q.
Crafty.
Meg.
I don't even think I remember which one that one is. Ooh. Unknown.
Elizabeth.
Mime.
And lastly, Carrie with a K.
Barbie.
Well, that is all I have for this interview, Fan Guy, unless you have any last questions.
No, just thanks for coming in and thanks for entertaining us on the show. You were fun to watch. It was I wish we had gotten to see more of you, because I thought that like right when you got voted out, it was like you were just heating up. And I was like, all right, she's getting ready to get in here and make some moves. And then they kind of blindsided you in a lot of ways. Well, because like watching the show, it looked like they were going to target Alex till the very last minute. So just thanks. And yeah, it was fun watching you. So much love.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. I had so much fun. And the next time an opportunity like this comes my way, I will sure grab it and come back fiercer.
Sounds good. I will, keep in touch. I want to thank you for playing and thank you for joining us today.
Of course.
I'll catch you later. Enjoy your second week of marriage.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you, Ori.